here she is.
And that means you're heading off. Well, Bud, thanks for joining me for the short time that you could. Okay, folks. Welcome to Irongeek cast number 32. Sorry, 52. Basically, our past 1 year anniversary since January 11th, 2017 was the first one. I'm temporarily joined by Jack, but I think he has to head off before too awful long. And Charles can't make it until 8 o'clock, but the title of this particular Irongeek cast 52 is Charles Wants to Talk Tech. So I've moved his one thing you want to talk about towards the end, and I guess I'll go through my normal rigmarole of notes, list off some of the cons I'm going to be at upcoming. Oh, let me see. Hacker cons, yes. Open up that particular Word document. Well, not Word document, but document. Got B-Sides Huntsville coming up on February the 3rd for me, but I think they have training February 2nd. If you want to check that out, in Huntsville, Alabama, of course. Then I got B-Sides Tampa on February 17th, 2018. Then B-Sides Nova February 24th, which I need to go ahead and get a flight scheduled for. Then B-Sides Columbus, March 2nd. Normally that's always what happens, because that normally happens on MLK Day, but they lost the venue they were normally going to use. And so I'm kind of glad they moved it, though, because also in the past they've been putting ShmooCon about that same date, and going from one to the other is difficult, though I haven't been to ShmooCon this year or last year. Actually, ShmooCon already happened this year? I lost track.
I thought it was coming up.
And I think you're probably right. And then B-Sides Indy, March 10th. And B-Sides Chicago, March 24th. Then I'll go ahead and leave it off at B-Sides Nashville 2014. So how are things going for... I got a few people on. For Jack, James, Live Beef, and myself. I'm doing okay, other than the fact I have to get up real early tomorrow to drive up to work. Well, you're all muted, so I guess I don't know how you're.
Yep. Just saying hello.
Hi, Live Beef.
Yeah,
Hello,
I'm
Weird
doing
Al.
all right.
So Charles wanted to talk mostly tech today, but he's not going to be able to be on to 8. So if anybody has anything technical they want to add to the show notes, go for it. I moved him towards the end so he has time to get on. Hey, Tony.
Hello.
So we're
Hello,
going to
Donnie.
try to cover tech topics and so forth for this particular show. And maybe, complain about social issues at some other point in time. But the first thing I listed in is hobbyist microcontrollers of choice. Like, what are people into? And this kind of semi-relates to what Charles wants to bring up later on about Raspberry Pis. Raspberry Pi is not technically a microcontroller by any means, but I mean, some people use it for projects where you don't really need that much beef, but you can do it. But you look at the classic Arduino systems and every little clone of it. There's things like the Tinsy, which I did a lot of work with. And I was introduced to something recently at B-Sides Philadelphia called a Wemo. These things are like these very cheap little boards, but they have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth built in. Have you all seen these things?
No, never heard of it.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah, I haven't really used it much, but I came home with a stack full of them from there. And let me see, I'm going to look up the price point of these things. They have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth built in, but the cheap unit is about $5.
So what are the specs in those, aside from Wi-Fi and Bluetooth?
There's one some kind of, it's based on the ESP32. But I don't know what that actually means as far as processor power, what to even compare it to. I mean, Arduinos are generally not uber powerful as we begin with, but apparently, default firmware, latest MicroPython, so it runs Python? I haven't done any development for it, and I tried to find a few code examples, but I haven't played with it enough. James, have you played with these at all?
No, I haven't played with them at all yet. I've seen them, but I haven't messed around with them at all.
The only time I've seen MicroPython was when messing around with some of the badges from DEF CON last year. Got a shell into it, and it was MicroPython shell.
Ask me if it's on tonight. Oh, he has old one. He's looking at the wrong chat. Let me see. How about you, James? Any microcontroller you've been playing with?
The only ones I played with is the like Arduino and I mean Raspberry Pi, but that's not really a microcontroller.
Tony, how about you?
Just my Raspberry Pi, basically. I had a Raspberry Pi 3 that I've been messing with, but that's about it.
I need to break out this Wemo because I got a bunch of them from beside Philadelphia because the badge was based on it, and but I haven't played with it yet. Jack,
You said Wemo? Because that sounds like the stuff that's running small appliances and IoT right now.
I'm not sure on that. Yeah, it's WEMO.
I think it is. I think it's same people.
Could be.
I've got a Crock-Pot that's running Wemo.
Wait. I should stop being surprised about weird things that have chips in them now. Good lord. You said Crock-Pot, right?
Yeah, it's a Crock-Pot by the Crock-Pot company, and they parted with Wemo. And the company they partnered with is called Wemo, W-E-M-O. And it's got an app connected to the Crock-Pot, and basically just an IoT device, and you can change the temperature on the Crock-Pot from a remote location.
Have you found a actual use case for that?
It was a cute novelty when we had it sandboxed on the network, but
Okay.
we found it chalked to China, so then I kind of shut it off.
Okay. Yeah, that's for me. I do have playing a bit of Raspberry Pi, but except it's not a microcontroller. Not done anything with Arduino yet. Fun little project for Halloween. Raspberry Pi. Took on a Japanese Gakken World Eye. Got a half globe. It's typically meant for projects for Japanese school kids, where it's a globe you can interact with, but it has a USB port, and you can hook it up to a Raspberry Pi and essentially display anything you want on it. Effectively a projector, so internally used in a projector, so made into an eyeball.
Jack, how about you? I think Jack may have a friend over, so we'll go ahead and let him be. Me, I want to get back on. I had this. Used to have this project I'd had built into one of my derby hats, where it was a 10x10 RGB display, and I made. You've seen Conway's Game of Life, right?
I have not.
You know what the classic glider is, the geek symbol for glider that automatically moves across the screen.
Yes.
Conway's Game of Life.
Yes, I made Adrian's Game of Death, and it was basically a zombie simulator.
Nice.
Neat.
But since chance for one could beat the other, like the little pink things were humans, the green things were zombies, white was barriers, and when someone gets killed, depending on how many humans were around something versus how many zombies were around, they would I think those percentage chances as well. Some humans would either kill the zombie or one of the humans would get bitten and become a zombie.
That is very cool.
Adrian, I want to pick your brains.
Trivia question: what movie first introduced the concept of brains being eaten by zombies?
I do not know.
It's not The Walking. No.
Return of the Living Dead, approximately 1985, I think.
Huh.
Strangely enough, set in Louisville, Kentucky. But if you look at the foliage in the background and so forth, it's pretty obviously not Louisville, freaking Kentucky. Still someplace.
Sorry, I just googled first zombie movie, and the result Google gave me was I wasn't aware zombie movies were linked to consumer culture, but apparently Wikipedia thinks that.
There is something in there as far as that was kind of some of the commentary that George A. Romero was putting into Dawn of the Dead, the original Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
Place in the mall.
But now imagining zombies purchasing brains.
Well, it wasn't so much the zombie. Well, to a degree there was that, but part of a few things. The survivors in that original movie, they spent after they cleared out the mall, they spent a little bit of time as a life of excess where they were basically eating off everything in the mall, and they were going shopping because nothing cost anything because they just break in. There was a point where they break into the bank and just start playing with the money, even though there's nothing they could do with it because, well, money's not really worth anything in the zombie apocalypse unless it's made out of maybe silver or gold.
And that's when the zombies came and punished them for breaking in and being dumbasses, right?
Even then, what's silver and gold going to do for you?
Well, it has certain precious values. I think that's always going to be around because there's only so much of it out there.
Yeah, but,
like Bitcoin.
You can make stuff out of silver and gold.
Silver and gold only has value because people place value in it.
Shiny!
And people have placed values on it for millennia. So,
but in the event of an apocalypse, I'm pretty sure people are going to value bullets and food.
Yes. I agree.
No. They're going to value bitcoins.
Exactly.
That's what I want. I'm going to give you all my ammo for your bitcoins.
Bullets, guns, and food are going to be more important than water, clean water. But I'm going to say silver and gold will probably still have some value.
Bitcoin is going to be the primary currency after the nuclear EMP strike by North Korea.
Bullets are going to be the primary currency.
Wouldn't it be difficult?
You only need one.
Because there's no electricity. How are you going to mine for Bitcoin?
She gets it. She fucking gets it.
Gas-powered generators. That's why gas-powered generators also are gas is very valuable.
Now I really want to see I want to see a zombie show or read a zombie book where they actually try to use cryptocurrencies. Just the fucking logistics of it.
How the fuck would they do that without power is the big question.
Well, I'm sure they could try to make generators. Oh my god, it's so fucking stupid. But anyways.
Bitcoin is clearly the currency of the post-apocalypse. John McAfee believes it, so thereby it must be true.
Yeah.
Because we're going to trust the guy that's doing LSD to value a currency and make it shift.
Wait a second. You think it's the LSD talking in him about things? Come on!
I wouldn't trust him even without the LSD. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's very eloquent, but he's the most well-spoken person who goes on to InfoWars that I've ever seen.
Which one? Paul Joseph Watson?
John McAfee.
John McAfee.
He was a guest speaker on InfoWars a few times.
Yeah. I'd say Paul Joseph Watson comes off a lot funnier than Alex. Alex is a living meme. It's entertaining, but
oh my, yes.
Alex Jones is like anyone who takes him seriously is a damn idiot. But at the same time, you watch him not because you agree with him or because you believe what he says, but because he's just so goddamn entertaining.
Well, he was right about one thing, sort of, when he said that something's turning the frogs gay.
They were turning them trans, dude.
They turning the frogs trans. They're all chemicals you can put in water that will make certain breeds of certain types of frogs switch genders.
Hey.
Is that the same thing as Bitcoin? I don't think it's the same thing as going gay, though.
That's true. It's not the same thing. So technically, he got the wrong LGBT part, but I mean, he was onto something.
He was in the right ballpark, but not much more than that.
Hang on. Wait a second. We need to do the fucking KiwiCon method and just sell liquid chemtrails. Look, liquid chemtrails from KiwiCon. Look. I just sent it.
Yeah. Yeah. On the tech stuff, don't want to mention a bit some generic OSN tools for people who are. No, this is not really hobbyist stuff, more of like a commercial network, or if you are running anything out of your own home IP, probably a good idea just to see what public databases have cataloged about you. Looking at freaking Shodan is probably one of the more infamous ones, but can't stress its value enough. Find out what your IP space, if you're at a commercial network, find out what your IP or IP space is. Look up your shit. Find out what, any freaking Eastern European teenager can find out on your network. At least get some kind of baseline. Because there's a lot of scary stuff people don't know is on there. Vis on Twitter constantly posts things like, oh, hey, look, here's a control system for part of France's power grid. And right there on Shodan, a VNC session, no password. And it's just kind of creepy and scary as hell. A lot of people don't realize it's freaking exposed. So, yeah, commercial network, look at Shodan at shodan.io.
It's absolutely worth a membership there.
Oh yeah, you can do a basic queries for free, but membership's absolutely worth it for.
And it's dirt cheap too.
Oh yeah. And something that's a little less known, what's it called? Wigle, Wigle. I first stumbled onto that recently. It's sorry to phrase this. It is if you can get, so let's say someone posts a screenshot of some of the wireless access points and the names of some wireless networks that are nearby. You can, if those names are even vaguely unique, you can plug that name into Wigle, and you can probably get their location, physical location.
I always like I used to collect data for them occasionally, but I think I lost my password for it.
Oh.
Yeah, they have an Android app. I was using that back in 2014 when I was going to Hope, and I got like 3,000 wireless points just on the train ride to Hope alone.
Yeah, their war driving app is phenomenal.
Oh yeah. Yeah, helps get a MAC address or name of an AP. It'll help you, especially a MAC address. It'll help you geolocate stuff. Kind of like the public version of what Google does for helping to geolocate. The reason why Google asks you to turn on Wi-Fi if you have Google Maps on is so it can look up the names, MAC addresses of your local or nearby APs and their signal to noise ratio, and that is often a very good indicator of your physical location, as how often do you change your router. And yeah.
Yeah, I remember once Darren Kitchen was in the hospital. He posted something about what access points was around him. In one of his videos, people like looking up, oh, what hospital is he in?
Yeah. I do wonder how up to date their database is.
Well, since people are constantly putting stuff in it, the issue is some stuff falls off. Like I made my own Wiggle client a while back called Irongeek that will help you generate KML files for loading into Google Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And you can specify, don't give me anything before a certain date. So I'm pretty sure it keeps it all in there. So you have to basically say, only give me certain dates.
Okay.
And I think they've added the feature maybe since. I don't know if it's the raw data. Here's the problem: is it have an API for it. You have to figure it out, and the documentation is like limited at best. At least last time I played with it. Hopefully, Irongeek still works. I only find out it's broken when someone writes me about, "Hey, this no longer works." I'm like, "Oh shit."
Dude, just use like would it be possible to set that up for continuous integration?
What do you mean by continuous integration?
Do you know what continuous integration is?
Well, explain it to me then.
Okay, so essentially what continuous integration is it's essentially a unit testing method. Always check to make sure a thing builds, all that shit, yada yada yada. And it raises an alarm if something fails to build. I'm not sure if you can extend it to work with APIs as well.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't know about building or not. The build is always going to work because it's still going to be valid auto-it code. Because I'm about saying auto-it, but it'd have to actually test and pull down maps constantly until, oh, wait, map's no longer doing it. I don't think I'm going to work with a machine that's dedicated to doing that.
Yeah. I don't know, you might have just given me a project. I have too many projects as it is, though. So, expect a tentative look into that in 2019.
Okay. Well, I guess the next thing I have up is and what are we doing? But we got 21 minutes on the clock so far. Anybody else got anything on hobbyist microcontrollers? Any projects they want to do? Like I've been wanting to do a drinking game, lockpick drinking game for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
It has a breathalyzer, and you get scoring points by how hard the lock is versus what your current alcohol level is. This could end up being dead. Oh, I also want a webcam built into it so I can take pictures of you.
Oh, yes.
That seems
That seems like something you would expect at the SE Village after hours.
I'm looking to build just something about something that opens and closes my blinds, not blinds, curtains in the morning and at night. Don't know if it'll actually help save. My hopes that it would help save a little bit on heating bills over time.
Wait a second, though. You don't keep them closed at all times? What the hell, man? Don't you know someone's always looking through?
If I'm ever interesting enough where they're doing that, yeah, I know you're joking, but if I'm ever interesting enough that they're doing that, I'm sure they can find other ways to look in.
I'm sure they probably can.
Yeah, I'm thankfully I'm not concerned that I'm that kind of interesting.
I hope that you realize that is the case, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm not worth that level of attention.
I hope no one in here is, actually.
Never know. It's I'm seeing things that were just trivial a decade ago, such as like DDoSes. I'm now seeing tweets from people quoting military conferences where they're now calling it the terabyte of death.
Oh God damn it!
So I don't know what does or is not important, what is or is not valuable. I have very little conception of what other communities may or may not focus on beyond some bare basics. Time has proven that very very unreliable indicator. You get the legal community that's still grappling with the concept of people accessing public data without explicit authorized written permission. The thing where if that was a requirement, Google wouldn't be around. Shit like I said, the military grappling with DDoS, though in their defense, didn't used to have life critical systems connected to the internet in the past. So,
by the way,
I will give them a bit of a pass on that.
Jenna Dave points out that Wemo is the board. Wemo is, I guess, whatever's built into various appliances.
Okay, neat.
So
I'll get to that someday to tinker with that, but I don't know when that would be. I have and finish the certifications and a lot of focusing a lot more on machine learning these days.
Beef, wait until you see about 2 to 3 years from now. Life critical systems that are connected to the internet directly implanted in your body.
Well, we already have that by proxy. If you're looking at things like Merlin at Home, I think it monitors pacemakers, where I think it's like a bit of an external system that connects to your. I think it's over either NFC or Bluetooth. Connects to your pacemaker. and then the Merlin home system is connected to the internet. So, and I know you're joking around, but
I'm not joking
we're
around,
not.
actually. You know I'm
Oh, okay.
transhumanist, dude. You know damn good and well that I'm looking at shit going, we're going to have augmented reality and ocular implants within 10 years.
Well, we are in for a brave new world, whether we want it or not.
Exactly.
So, sounds like you want it very much so.
Yes, I do. Because there's one thing I want more than anything else, and that's Ghost in the Shell tech. Actually, no, there's one thing I want more than that. I want friends and love. I'm dead serious. Someone hug me, please. I feel cold. I'm actually serious about that. I'm not fucking around. Surprisingly.
Oh. Not. So I'm going to assume calling 911 is not the best response there. Thinking is a different kind. Got it.
It's not 911 that's needed. It's the hug patrol that's needed.
Got it. Kind of schmook on. Everyone gets a freaking hug. No, yeah, everyone gets a hug.
I'll go back someday or another.
Yeah. Even though it's in DC, it's still a nice conference. Not trying to hate on DC. It's just it's not for a city that's kind of filled with spooks and suits. ShmooCon does pretty nicely with keeping it hacker themed, and it does very nicely with that. So I have a lot of kudos to the people who run it.
I have to agree. They're good people. They do a good con, but frankly, I mean, even though I've been saying, someone link me up with a ticket and all that shit, frankly, there's a part of me that's like, the last 2 times I've gone to ShmooCon, I either got fired directly before ShmooCon, like the day before, or I got shit-canned within a month of ShmooCon. And I'm looking at this going, maybe this shit is cursed.
Well, one way to find out. And hopefully it will not be hopefully there's no cause to be worried for a third time. Third time's a charm.
Well, I won't be there this year, it looks like, so oops.
Oh. Well, sorry to hear that.
Well, I would only be LobbyCon anyway, even if I were there.
It's a lot of. I usually see a fair amount of available tickets during the last 2 days before the convention starts. It's too late for people out of state to get a new ticket really and make travel arrangements. So people who are local typically, I've had great success getting tickets at the last minute.
I'm probably not going to get it, frankly. And even then, if I did, I'd have to arrange for travel and all that shit.
I understood.
I'm going to be LobbyConning it this year.
Got it. If I can't get a ticket, I'll be doing the same.
It's con.
I can tell you what I'll be doing during ShmooCon. Coding.
Good. Yeah, I take it by the freaking pauses. I think it'd be nice if just put more time on tech, there was free time on tech, and less on Twitter in general.
Yeah, not a bad New Year's resolution there.
It'd probably be healthy overall because, let's face it, Twitter is while frequently a source of interesting information, it's not very healthy.
It's gotten better. I guess you can have more of an argument in 280 characters than 140 characters.
Waxwing is about to drop her meat list stuff, and that's probably going to help with the mental health aspect, frankly.
I don't know. Categorizing, different people and what they're following, I don't know if that's going to help much.
I'm sure it'll contribute to the InfoSec Rockstar culture thing.
So wait, what is Waxwing doing here?
essentially she is not just categorizing people, but she's also pruning out shit posts, things like that, and political stuff and all that shit. So it's just pure tech.
She's making a list of people for reference purposes, saying if you are looking to learn more about reverse engineering or hardware hacking or language security, LangSec or OSINT, et cetera, here are various lists of people on the Twitter handles. Follow them for that kind of information.
See, that is surprising. That's profoundly useful because ever since the election, there's so many people who were previously good sources of information who just, and I mean, I'm fine with people's political beliefs. I there should be a diversity of those, but when you obsess about them,
I realize. I don't think it's going to prune out people who also obsess over political stuff as long as they post technical stuff. I mean, look at Matthew Green, for example.
The individual tweets are curated.
oh, okay.
I thought it was just a list of Twitter handles.
Oh no, there's a lot more going on behind the scenes. I would know. I am involved.
Oh, you're in their Discord? Okay.
Yeah.
That could be more interesting then.
Yeah, I'm working on a redacted thing, which is going to take a little while, but it'll be cool. Let's put it like that.
Got it.
It's directly, it's somewhat tied to some of the stuff that's known to be what I've been working on. So, just saying.
Yes, VR. All right. Well, if it's going to be a curated list, then that'll be really nice. Because I've had to unfollow a lot of, like you said, formerly great sources of information because post-election they've just been really freaking obsessed with politics to the point where it's just depressing or anxiety-inducing to just keep seeing them in their feed.
One thing I've noticed personally, and I mean, I talked with Wax about this, and she outright said that pretty much all I do is shitpost. So I'm basically at this point more of a control for shit posting. But one of the things that she and I agreed on is I need to get out of the vacuum, so to speak. That's been a big problem with me, is that the vacuum has basically just crushed me down to the point at which you have shit thing after shit thing after shit thing happening, and then you have this fucking vacuum where I'm not able to really speak openly about what I'm working on, combined with not being able to really bounce ideas off people, combined with all this toxic ass shit on Twitter, and it's going to be bad news,
Yeah, and I don't really talk too much about what I do, as while some of you know me in person, I am still not really ready to associate my Twitter handle or myself with my real identity, and I figure talking about what I do would increase the chances of being doxxed by certain people I'm sure would like to dox me. So when I get to the point, sometime in the future, I'll probably talk more about what I do, more tech-specific stuff. But in the meantime, it's not ready for that.
For me, I noticed 3 things which are reasons why I stopped talking about tech. First of all, I've lost really meaningful stuff to contribute to InfoSec, frankly. I mean, as much as I try and stay up to date, because people have basically ripped me away from being able to do much useful in live production, I mean, I'm essentially left to my own devices and distractions happen, And,
No, wait, when you say people, you're saying people where you work?
I got shit canned from 2 jobs, one because I refused to sleep with a person, and one because I refused to carry out a pen test without proper legal auth.
Well, those are both good reasons to walk away from the job. I mean, I realize this was termination, but in both cases, telling them to stuff it.
The problem is I only have 1 year of work experience at those 2 companies combined, so people won't even fucking touch me.
But what about this whole this is my complaint about professional InfoSec right now, is that it seems like if you the messages that are being sent collectively, they all complain about there's a shortage of talent. We have this massive shortage.
And then you have people like me who want to get back in, want to get our hands dirty, and it's like, Fuck you. You only have 1 year experience. Fuck you. You don't have this, sir. Fuck you. We're going for someone else. Fuck you. We think you got fucked. We think you fucked up, so we're not hiring you. Yada yada yada.
So what I've been trying to look at both sides of the whole argument. There's this deluge of people who want to have a job at convention, and with a job who have convention, people with skill set, and on the other hand, a bunch of business people saying there's no one to hire. The real shortage is in management that knows a goddamn thing. Management who knows how to identify talent. Management who knows how to manage talent. That's where the real shortage is right now.
Exactly, but management will never admit management fucked up. That's the problem.
Don't get me wrong. I'm sure that they'll have no problem admitting that there is a shortage of management, shortage of managers. But I don't think that is a matter of hubris. I think that it's just a matter of a lot of business people just not knowing. Yes, ignorance.
From experience, it's hubris as well. I can tell you right now, from one employer actively threatening me and getting combative when I demanded that proper authorization paperwork for that pen test, and being assaulted by my boss in the process. I'm sorry, but that's fucking hubris.
There are exceptions, yes.
Seriously, what kind of job is that to where you're like, hey, I don't have any authorization, I'm not going to do it, and the guy tries to assault you?
He was enraged because the company was already in trouble. This was a big fucking contract. They had already handed an incomplete report to the client, and the client was infuriated. Their jobs were on the line, and I stopped it when they were relying on me to do it on the sly so they could hand a report to the client, go, fuck you, pay us.
Oh, okay. And then you would have been the one hanging out to dry.
Yeah. And essentially, they were trying to fucking patsy me so they could keep their damn jobs. And I didn't play ball.
I wouldn't play ball either. I also wouldn't fucking deal with no manager fucking putting their hands on me either.
The problem with that one was the guy. So his best buddy was implied to be armed and was standing right behind me when he did it, and they were the only two there. We were out in a parking lot going into a bar at the time. So if I would have defended myself, there's a very good chance I would have been shot.
Oh, I know he's armed anyway, so.
He was armed and he's going into a bar.
Yes.
That's legal in some states.
Kansas, Missouri.
Okay, I'm not familiar with the Missouri concealed carry law, so I can't speak cogently to that. But most of the states I've been don't want, if you're carrying concealed, they don't want you anywhere inside a bar.
Georgia, you can now.
I never fucking said they were doing things legally.
And a lot of states have special stipulations for owners and bouncers in bars as well.
Get this. Here's the best part. The director who gave me the shady ass briefing, who was the friend of the VP who fucked with me, in the fucking call was saying, trust me, I'm friends with FBI Kansas City. I'd never do anything to put you in a position where you're arrested. Don't you believe me?
I'd be like, all right, we'll call him up. Let me talk to him.
I fucking contacted my contact at FBI Philadelphia, and he contacted Kansas City, and Kansas City gave him a positive fucking reference. I shit you not. That's what happened. Fucking hell. But yeah, the whole situation was a clusterfuck, and that was February last year. I've been unemployed since then.
So, do you have an aversion to getting certs? I'm not saying certs are a panacea here. I'm not saying that they're like. I don't think people who have CISSPs are worth something right now, but but I know HR looks for that.
I'd be willing to get them. I just frankly don't have the time to go through the process, and really the money is kind of tight as well. That's just it.
If you were terminated from your job, a lot of states have educational funds available for displaced workers to go back to school. Like that's how I got my CCNA.
They don't have shit here in Delaware.
Was okay. Well,
Security Plus. Get your Security Plus.
You think
It's
that would
really-
at least? You think
It's
that would at
really
least?
easy. It's really easy, and you can get any government job just about you want with Security Plus.
If you knew me a bit better, you'd know where the problem in that statement lies. I'll give you a hint. Government job.
Here's the thing about government jobs, though. Here's the thing about government jobs, though. Government jobs are trained monkey jobs. Like, they give you the answers to the Security Plus test so you can go fucking pass it, and then they train you how to click the button, and you click the button. So what you do is you use that for quote-unquote experience while learning and furthering your capabilities, and then you leave.
And
Yep.
money would be nice too, right about now, frankly.
And you're getting paid. You're getting paid.
and you're getting
quote-unquote
government
job
benefits.
experience, and you're getting government benefits, you're getting job experience, and then you leave and you don't, like, you do 3-4 years tops, and you're like, all right, deuces.
I'm not even sure if they'd take me at this point. That's just it.
Year Security Plus. I'll take you.
We'll have this conversation offline. How's that sound? No, I'm serious. This is an interesting conversation.
I mean, if you want to invite me to an offline one, I'll be happy to talk offline.
Okay, sure.
So is Adrian on the call? I haven't heard him yet.
I think
Yeah,
he's
I'm
probably
earlier.
drinking. He's got to be
Uh-oh.
drinking.
He's actually been off of stopped drinking since the beginning of the year, from my thought.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Nice job, dude.
that-
I'm
That
here.
was his new. I don't know if it was his New Year's resolution or what, but he hasn't drank since he said he hasn't drank since 2 a.m. on January 1st.
You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We can
now-
hear you.
yeah, I can hear you now.
Adrian, fucking good on you, man. Fucking good on you.
Yeah, seriously, awesome, man.
Thank you.
And apparently, he's crushing it at the gym too.
Not really. On the gym, I've been missing some. I've been sleeping a lot.
Yeah, your body's readjusting.
Your body needs to adjust to the gym, dude. Don't worry about it.
No, that's just the gym. I'm doing less gym now than when I was drinking. Still lost a lot of weight though.
That's
Yeah.
the not drinking, dude. Come on.
Yeah, just give it enough time for your body to adjust to the not drinking part, and I'm sure you'll get energy back.
Yeah, your body just needs to adjust, bro. Now, I'm going to do something that's going to be dickish, so I'm probably going to turn off my headset when I do it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, what am I going to say?
All right, got some confused. Go ahead.
Hey, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
1 second. Can you hear it?
Can hear nothing except for your voice. I could vaguely hear that. I don't know who that came from.
That was my dad in the background.
Ah,
We've got a keg, man.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, so I found some things really kind of cool. In parts of the state of Maryland, I've been hearing that it pushes in for schools to get a baseline computer science, essentially to teach students a baseline degree of computer science understanding. Mostly Python, but I've seen some branching out into Ruby as well. And that's actually really awesome.
I have to
Yeah,
agree
that is
that's
good.
something they should do.
It's also a bit of a warning to people who get by right now and a little bit of programming expertise, don't stay still, because competition is coming, and you want to don't want to end up in your 60s and finding out that you're eminently replaceable by people who are half your age.
Someone wrote a lot of Perl code that now needs to be maintained, so you have to come back. Actually, I guess I don't really see anything happening in 2000 happening again. Remember back in 2000 or near 2000, there was a lot of COBOL programmers that kind of like came out of retirement to make bank.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting if something like that again. Not that I'm saying Y2K is coming around again, but
Yeah, it is.
I think most of those COBOL programs.
Yeah, it is actually 2038 problem.
Oh, 38.
That's
Gotcha.
the
Close
Unix
enough.
epoch.
Yeah.
Well, that's Unix though. That's not COBOL. I mean, I'm not saying that we also have a lot of.
You
Unix
mentioned
right here.
Y2K, so that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. But what I'm saying is that eventually we're going to be that COBOL code is still running on mainframes for financial transactions.
Oh yeah.
All the programmers who wrote that code will be dead.
Mm-hmm.
You
So
know,
the question
people who
is,
had the-
what's going to be cheaper? Finally upgrading it, or training someone in COBOL?
Clearly,
That's one hell of a technical.
moving to the
technical
cloud.
No, the financial transaction companies are paying the colleges that are in the same areas as they are, and their computer science programs all include COBOL programming.
Huh.
Makes
Oh
sense.
God.
Yeah.
It makes sense, but oh dear God.
Shut up.
No,
Yeah.
I do what I want.
And like, as I think it's good that these public school systems, if that's what it was, are
Yeah, public
teaching
school
more computer
systems.
science. That they're teaching more computer science, but at the same time, as I well know from teaching briefly at the collegiate level in grad school, you can teach something, that doesn't mean your students are going to necessarily retain it.
Oh yeah. So
You know,
sports-
and
so go ahead.
the other thing was like when I was in high school, my high school had a pretty good computer department because one of the math teachers was actually a couple of them were very much into computers back in the 70s. So our school had like a mini computer that we could program on, and we were sending our code to some mainframe at the University of Waterloo to be compiled. But I learned like a version of BASIC on the Apple IIe and Pascal on this old IBM mini computer. But even when I graduated high school, neither one of those were really saleable skills.
Well, so you learn some programming, some scripting. At least you have a idea of some of the background's logic. So some of the skills are transferable.
Yeah, it's transferable skills, but I'm saying like, you know, I don't think anybody was going to get hired directly out of those classes.
Nah.
Dude, I can tell you right now, classes aren't going to teach you a goddamn thing.
No,
That depends.
From personal experience, at least, I never learned a goddamn thing in college that I didn't teach myself.
I've had a professor that was reading from a C++ book. Oh, no, not professor. A teacher back in middle school who was just reading from a C++ book while people were playing ZSNES emulators and remote desktoping to their home computers to play video games. The students knew more than the professor. So, I mean, the only thing people learned in that class was how to circumvent the school firewall.
Pretty much, yeah.
But on the other hand, in college, I got a fantastic education. I had absolutely great education. That's really helped me a lot since then. It depends entirely on the teacher.
It also depends on the school itself. The one class I was in, which was taught by Redacted, you've met him, where I did start learning a lot of shit. They gave us a full-blown fucking operating system CS book with fucking source code in it, and it showed us how registers work and all that shit. I was like, this is cool! And then they pulled the book from the next goddamn semester because it was too hard for the students.
That's way to go, guys.
I actually just got out of hi, I'm here now.
Hello.
Hi, we just wrapped up day one of the third Cisco class. So yeah, apparently they're yay! So we're playing with some TP right now. Hooray! Which is like, oh good, I'm so happy I reviewed that ridiculously stupidly complicated lab that I forgot all my CLI commands earlier for today.
Playing with BGP?
Oh my god, if you watch me on Twitch, it was just hilarious because I'm like, come ridicule me because I haven't touched this in like 6 months and I forgot everything.
So you're doing BGP, you said?
BTP.
Okay, so yes.
Yeah, trunking and yeah. But that was they used to do
Oh,
that.
DTP.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think CTA gets in.
I
No,
do not know what
and they're
DTP is. 1 second.
Yeah,
they're
DTP, that's the
covering
whole of it.
BG.
yeah, and they're covering span. They're covering
Bravo,
spanning
Golf,
for
Papa.
I get to read all those.
Distributed trunking protocol. Okay, I've never heard of that before.
Well, no,
Yeah.
not DTP. VTP. They're similar but different.
I said.
That's what he said.
Bravo, Golf, Papa, BGP.
No, Victor, Tommy, Pickle.
BTP.
Oh, that I've never heard of.
VTP. VLAN trunking protocol. Okay.
Now you're just being jerk.
I've heard of.
No, you are actually cutting out that much.
Yeah, you
Why
are.
is it that bad? You see, this is over the Bluetooth, but it shouldn't be sucking that bad.
It is. It
You're
really
dropping
is.
packets all over Lafayette County.
Stop, I'll listen. Fine.
Yeah, we're
I'm
not
sorry.
trying to be dicks. It's just literally
I just
couldn't hear
wasn't
you.
sure.
Sometimes you close the browser out and open it back up. That helps.
Yeah, try that. It might work.
It sounded like
We
she
do
said.
want to hear what you have to say, but you're cutting out like crazy.
I'm in my truck.
Yeah, she's driving.
I'm driving.
Okay, good point.
Okay, so she's
Okay.
on her cell phone
All right.
then.
So I've heard of dynamic trunking protocol, but I've never heard of BTP before.
I vaguely remember this from my CCNA classes. And I remember we did a lab, but that's about all I remember. Was that it was a way to like chain a bunch of it basically make. I think you would like use it to make VLANs span across multiple hardware switches, if I remember correctly.
That would be DTP for trunking,
Okay.
and that's it's more so for it's a bit more for compatibility because there's multiple trunking. And anyways, that's no one wants to hear a networking class. Oh, not an InfoSec podcast anyway.
That is grounds for an InfoSec podcast. Fuck it, we're learning. Let's do it.
Dark.
Yeah, networking's still a core foundation for InfoSec. It's know the basics and know what you have.
There are a lot of people don't know the basics, man.
Dude, I still fuck up the OSI model.
Yeah. Well, some of the stuff that you go over, you're looking at this, and it's like, oh, by the way, this is the default set of trunks. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like a horrible idea. So it's like, okay, cool. How do you exploit that shit? So that's why it's no.
A priest sees nuns doing push-ups.
Bravo to the nuns.
OSI model.
No, fire test will come to sight. Oh, son of a bitch.
Oh god, if I were to say the fucking acronym that I used, oh god.
Yeah, I have one of those corny acronyms. My my networking teacher had everyone learn back in 11th grade.
I would say it, but I would make myself a target.
You're not that important, man.
Pizza away.
Okay, what the hell? American pussy seems to need deeper penetration. I'm a pervert, hope you like me.
Is there a reason that we had to go there? If we're just going from there. I'm just curious.
I apologize for encouraging. I apologize for encouraging.
apologize for going there. I know I'm laughing my ass off, but I apologize for going there.
I'm pretty sure I've come up with a worse one than that before, but I don't remember what it was now.
Oh, there's another one that's worse, but I know someone go, that's racist!
We'll skip that one.
Yeah.
So, how about them Hawaiian text messages?
Yeah. Didn't that also happen in Japan shortly after?
Wait, what happened?
Apparently their interface was bullshit, and the send everyone's gonna die message was right next to something else, and he pushed it. And
Oh,
then
yeah, I
they
heard
were
about
People test it regularly, but right next to the test is the actual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The test and the actual nuclear or ballistic missile alert.
This is not a test. This is not a drill. A missile's heading for you.
Although,
You know-
considering the distance
What's
between
hilarious-
Japan and North Korea,
But what's
By the
hilarious
time
is
that-
people were hiding in the closet. Like people were hiding in their closets.
In the
Just saying.
basements.
I'm gonna go in my closet. It's so
No,
safe
what you
there.
want to hide in is a refrigerator.
It's not a fucking hurricane.
No. Well, you look at Indiana Jones.
It's okay, really, they just want to die with all their shoes.
I guess. I just had to laugh.
the only thing I could see is if you lived in a place with a lot of windows, the closet door might protect you against the shock front of flying glass. But other than that, you're not really getting much protection from doing that.
It's a nuclear missile, you're screwed.
Yeah,
Well, it depends on how far away from the hypocenter you are. Like if you're in the
Hawaii,
fireball, yeah, you're
You
gone.
can't get too far away
if you're
from
in,
Hawaii.
if you're within a, if you're where the wind is blowing, you're also gone, or will die a very painful death shortly after.
Yeah,
Let's
that's what I'm
face
saying.
it, if a nuclear fucking bomb drops, if you can't do the save your ass routine, might as well just shoot yourself, really. You do not want to be radiation poisoned.
You cut down iodine.
Yeah.
Well, that'll help for iodine 131, but there's all sorts of other isotopes as well.
It depends on what they're hitting you with too. I mean, what do we know what North Korea has yet?
Well, okay, so the
Whatever the cheapest, dirtiest shit is you can get.
all these isotopes are present in any bomb that's based on uranium decay chains or plutonium. So they're basically byproducts of the fission explosion or the
Pretty much.
So it's not like they're packing iodine 131 and cesium 137 and strontium 90 and all those lovely things there.
Pretty much all the particles of death are present in pretty much every nuclear explosion.
The other thing that gets you is that if it's a high enough yield, the heat from the bomb is converting the nitrogen in the atmosphere to nitric acid, which is all kinds of fun.
You're only breathing in a little bit of acid.
Yeah.
I was not aware of the nitric acid part.
Yeah, like if you look at a lot of the old test footage, the film footage from the 1950s above ground tests, the reason why all of those explosions look very, very red is that they're manufacturing lots of nitric acid, which is kind of a reddish orange vapor.
Neat.
Neat in a very dangerous way.
Yeah.
As
Sounds like fun.
I'm still of the mindset that a nuke is something that happens in movies, and I really do not want to be in an alternative mindset. I'm happier not being in an alternative mindset.
I have no
I'm
choice
sorry.
due to proximity.
Well, if it happens, it happens. I don't see how worrying about it will improve my quality of life.
And
or
let's be
increase my
real
chances of
about it.
survival.
Let's be real about it with you. If it happens, you're dead.
I'm not that close.
All dead.
I've gone through years and years ago. I looked at all the possible, kind of like in war games where they have all the, Whopper goes through every possible scenario. I looked at all the back in the Cold War. I looked at all the U.S. versus Soviet Union strategic scenarios for my area, and I'm like, I determined that one way or another, I'm gone. because I live around Detroit and it's a major industrial center and still has lots of quiet research and development for the military and things like that, that I'm sure puts all of those places on target lists. Or if they decide to do a counter battery strike against all the missile silos in like Wyoming and North Dakota, the fallout plume will wipe out southern Michigan.
Yeah.
I was thinking at one time I used to be near a major target because of the old ammunition plant that's on the road between Jeffersonville and Charlestown, Indiana. But that's been decommissioned for so long, I doubt it's a primary target anymore.
You never know. All depends on how often the Russians update their target lists.
To be real about this is exactly why I don't believe in buying those fucking nuclear bunkers. If they haven't updated their shit, or if they don't believe it's actually gone, you get a nuke directly on your porch.
Now, there's two questions here. One is, are the Russians, and I don't know this, I have no personal way of verifying that they're complying with whatever arms limitation treaties, I suspect they're not. But if they are complying with the arms limitation treaties, then they would perforce have to start updating their target lists because they're going to have fewer and fewer missiles and warheads. And that's where they'll be like, that's where they'll say, like, this ammunition plant hasn't been functional since the 1970s or whatever. Take it off the list. It's just a waste of a 500 kiloton bomb.
Not a waste. It's because fuck you. That's why.
That shit's only.
I tend towards
go
the
back to non-nuclear stuff for a bit because we got Charles on.
Okay.
So we're going to step to the next thing, and actually, you know what? We'll move him ahead one. Actually, no, we're right on the spot. We wanted to. We just missed a few other items. Let me see. Oh, I'll move my Bally Lock thing to the end, and we'll go ahead and we already talked a little bit about useful databases out there. We talked a little bit about Wiggle. Any other ones besides like Shotan and RobText, which I've used both of those a little bit. Any other useful databases for hacker types?
I didn't explain RobText. It's generic domain information. If possible, who registered it, related subdomains, what DNS servers are associated with it. It's good for reconnaissance and finding out any maybe some associated domains. It's a little dated, but still useful.
Dude, Maxmine Geo IP, man. Fuck yeah.
It's not the one that keeps. Oh, you're mentioning another database. Never mind.
Yeah, it's the database which tells you, okay, this IP address is registered to this ISP, so thereby it's around this area.
But I thought we weren't talking networking because we didn't like networking anymore.
Oh well.
I remember like back in the late 90s, early 2000s, I used to like do a who is and someone's IP on username on IRC, got their IP, I Googled it, and I got the registration information. Like I often found the names of the parents of the kids that are in the chat room and just kind of scared them saying, hello, Mr. Johnson, and then followed by some vague over the top threat. Not an actual one, but more so. You want to be Mr. You want to be a Mr. Tough Guy? Well, here you go. I wonder. I really wish I knew what services I just found that on, and why that's not as common anymore. Not that I'm complaining that it's not common.
Obfuscating their domain registration information.
Well, these days, you have some some random Comcast user's IP address. You can't just Google it and then suddenly find out presently who the IP is assigned to and the name of the registrant.
Okay.
Comcast is natting. That's because Comcast is natting all the addresses.
Yeah, everything's natted. All dynamic.
You can say Verizon then, or freaking.
All of them are doing it.
Unless you're paying for static IP.
One external IP address. Yeah, one external IP address could be used by 4 to 5, internal subscribers.
Oh hell, more
I guess it
than that.
depends on your area.
Yeah, it depends on the
I
area.
it's not definitely don't have a NAT IP.
Unless it's natted. Unless
I've been able to.
unless you have a static IP, they're natting it on their end.
Usually they make you pay for static because they gave us a lot of problems because we wanted to run our own DNS server. They're like, no, fuck you. So yeah,
static and natting are two different things.
Yeah.
but if you're going to have a dedicated IP address, I mean, natted, yeah, it you have to go through it gets translated, but I don't usually. But I guess usually they rotate out every so often. Like we don't keep the same external IP address.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a dynamic IP, no question. It's still been able to host services out of home and access them remotely.
It knows what modem the request and everything went to.
Since it's was at the time a service hosted at my home, hopefully mine.
But usually, if you're hosting it from home, it's running through an actual domain name, not directly to an IP, so it's being translated anyway.
So that's more so for the dynamic IP allocation rather than natting. Because if it was natted, then I would have to go use some sort of reverse proxy or some other way to access it, rather than just directly going accessing it to anything special. But yeah, for those listening who don't know, natting, yes, I'm going for networking stuff. Very common on the internet. Essentially, the IP addressing scheme that was assigned for the internet way back when it cannot contain enough numbers. The IPv4 does not have enough numbers in it to account for everyone. So what? Oh, okay, that's north in the back. Oh yes, IPv6. That's definitely so. IPv6 is an upgrade to that. It does have enough addresses for everyone in the world and billions of times over. But even though that was been pushed hardcore for well over a decade, this adoption has been relatively tepid outside of the Internet of Things and cell phone areas. So this the kind of a stopgap solution, which has been adopted widespread for accounting for the lack of IPv4 addresses, is NAT, where your home may have a single IP address assigned to it, but you can have as many devices inside of your home network as you want. As far as the outside world is concerned, it all looks like it's coming from a single IP address. So natting maps as many internal IPs as you are using to a single public IP.
Yeah,
also,
go ahead.
Also useful to know in terms of basic reconnaissance for InfoSec, know that if you see a single IP, don't necessarily assume that there's only a single computer behind it. If you're scoping out a customer.
Hacking back.
No, subnet that bitch, and you got your botnet.
There was one time I was doing some recon for a pen test, and I think the client had a single DSL modem, and then I wound up finding their entire LAN behind that, which had something like 56 machines.
Fun.
Yeah, they all enumerated.
Boy.
Fun with Nmap.
They didn't have a router?
What's a router?
This thing that can transmit addresses and packets between other networks. So you could have a VLAN 10 and a VLAN 20, and then the router can say, "Here, you can talk to each other now."
Are we talking routers?
We can talk all kinds of shit because I'm supposed to be studying this crap. I actually love that.
Okay.
Fun.
Yeah,
I mean,
speaking
he
of,
enumerated all their machines behind the modem. It's like everything was plugged directly into the modem.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they were running a hub. I have no idea.
Oh god, I found some of this.
You know, I still remember back in community college, we had one instructor who worked at Redacted, and what he used to say when he said, "And now I'm going to teach you about hubs and switches. The first thing you need to know about hubs suck."
That would be
that
correct.
sounds about right.
Yep.
But
I'm-
speaking of ours, Raspberry Pis.
Ah,
Ah, yes.
I've for the past week or so, I've been on my Raspberry Pi kick. It just kicked it into high gear. So I went all out. I actually built a tablet over this past weekend using the Raspberry Pi.
A tablet?
Little 7-inch tablet. I'm mainly using it to for right now. It's just to code ARM assembly. Just getting a little bit into it. Just getting my feet wet. I haven't got as deep as I wanted to this week, but I got the screen built. I put together this little screen. Put together the Raspberry Pi 3 with wireless, by the way, and also went back and bought some Raspberry Pi Zeros with wireless, because there is a difference. There's a Raspberry Pi Zero that doesn't have the wireless module, and with that project, I'm looking at making that into like a gum stick computer. Just I'm gonna get like a little 3D printer. Well, use a 3D printer to create like the double mint gum on both sides. That'll be like the case for the Raspberry Pi Zero. And since it has a
Yeah, they use
since it already
Unix platform called Gum.
There's just making stickers and getting some of the 3D modeling to look just right, because I'll totally
make it look like a stick of gum.
Yeah.
And
oh
Get the
god, yeah.
Monoprice. Get the Monoprice 3D printer.
the Monoprice 3D printer.
Yeah, they got a real small one's $200, and then a bigger one's like $350. They're
Okay.
probably the best on the market right now for the price.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out because
You can get them
I
on
don't know.
Amazon.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out because I don't know, like with the Raspberry Pi as a late. I just like the portability. Like tomorrow, I know tomorrow I have to go to like a boring ass meeting that's gonna last like damn near all day. So I'm gonna take my little Raspberry Pi Zero with me. It'll be in my pocket. And then
More
try
drive!
and then just have some fun with it and see what I come up with.
Dude, sniff the wireless network.
But I'm just on my embedded kick right now and just having some fun with it. Like, and anybody that's listening on the threads, if you are serious about like learning anything embedded related, or if you're serious about even if you just want to learn the basics of like just Linux in general or any type of coding, just get you a Raspberry Pi Zero. And they're like $5. It's what's amazing. They take like $5 at Micro Center.
I assume you can figure what wireless SID you're going to connect to by taking out the micro SD card and setting some text file.
With that,
I assuming you set what wireless SID you're going to attach to by taking out the micro SD and editing some text file.
yes. Yes. You have to edit the WPA WPA_supplement.com file.
I'd like to point something out. Raspberry Pi has brought the year of the Linux. Fuck it at everything.
You think so?
I don't
Yeah,
think we have
probably.
the year of Linux on the desktop yet.
Yes, we
No.
do. Yeah, actually, no, it's Minix on the desktop. My bad. Minix on the desktop.
I haven't heard that in a
Well,
while.
I mean, Ubuntu's desktop is pretty strong.
No, do you know why it's Minix on the desktop?
Why?
Do you know what the underlying operating system is on Intel Management Engine?
Is it Minute? Is it?
Yes, it's Minix.
Wow, I did not know that.
Somebody let slip. One of the Intel engineers let slip that it was Minix, and then they wound up just doing bug hunting on Minix and found all sorts of ODAs, and that's how they circumvented IME.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. So, wow, like yeah. I mean, Linux has come pretty far. Again, there's still a long way to go. I think it's like an endless hamster wheel of things that need to be done within when it deals with Linux and drivers, and I mean, there's so much stuff out there that needs to. You know what? You know what's crazy? I wonder what are they? They have like the little what are those the sex robots? I wonder if those run on Linux.
They probably do.
They probably do.
Hey, wait a second.
So you're editing a big file to make it do different things.
Can we crowdfund getting a couple of these and collaborating with the Internet of Dongs?
Well, yeah, I was just get a hold of RenderMan because you might already know. RenderMan and Amazon. That's who you want to get a hold of.
You know.
You get a hold of RenderMan and Amazon fake.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That would be out of control.
Sex robots are going to be the cringiest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
No, they aren't.
No matter what, they're going to combine with internet memes. They will combine with internet memes, and they will be the cringiest things ever.
You know what? If I'm getting fucked by big titty mommy dumb GF from Ideal GF, then fuck it, why not?
You'll be getting fucked by Ugandan knuckles.
Why not?
Okay,
right,
so you're
awesome.
just gonna be with the porn. Okay, good.
God.
My board. Great.
Wow. Do you know the way?
Do you know the way?
My queen! My queen!
Do you know the way?
I know the way.
Oh god.
No,
Oh god, have you seen that the fucking SJWs are screaming bloody murder about that?
Yeah.
It was actually really funny. And it was like they weren't doing anything as a fucking avatar, and she was backing up, and no one did anything. It was just ridiculous. There's like 20 of the little bats.
They are totally flipping shit because apparently that's racist. It's like, dude, it was literally in a fucking movie made by who the fuck was it? Uganda?
Yeah, it was Uganda. It was film. It was quotes. There it is.
Yeah.
Based off a quote of a movie made by a Ugandan who absolutely loves a meme. Is my
Exactly. My understanding is he sees it as free publicity.
Yeah.
That too.
And it's just over the top. I love. Oh, you are huge. You must be American. If you, I watch.
yeah.
You know the way, Mr. American.
Apparently, even the creator of the Fairly Odd Parents has tweeted out Ugandan knuckles.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Like the newest character on the Fairly Odd
That's
Parents.
just a weird meme I've seen pop up and.
Yeah.
Oh god, I have the most awesome idea possible. We need to do a cast in VR chat.
You know what? I'm up for that. If you guys can behave yourselves, I'll get you on my Twitch stream. I need to start a Discord server, but yeah, I'll totally do VR chat. So
VR, but yes, I would be up for that.
Hang on, I think you don't actually need VR for it though. That's the thing.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I think you just log in, but I need to look that up. My next question
you can walk around asking people, "Do you know the way?" In VR,
I'm sure they'll be. I'm sure they'll be telling you to fuck off because I'm sure VR. Looking at the numbers, VR chat's gotten flooded since that meme came out.
Of course.
I know one thing.
How do you make the app? I mean, can you program? Are they just OBJ files? Do you have to have them rigged, or are they? Where are they getting these from?
I do not know, but I think you have to do them. I think you have to import them in Unity 3D, and then do you know the way?
Well, do you know the way? It's so ridiculous. We have one of the Twitch streamers that I follow. She makes little avatars on the bottom, and she added Uganda Knuckles to it. So I was trying to get everyone to do their avatars because there was like 20 of us in the room. Like everyone had to come on, please, because it was just I just wanted to screenshot like 20 of them in there.
But do you know the way?
The way.
Yes.
But no, you know what's crazy? I shouldn't call it. I think I was looking on thing. They shut down BitConnect. people are losing their mind on Facebook right now.
Oh yeah, no shit. If you're using a web-based wall, you're a fucking moron. I'm just saying.
I don't need to let. And somebody put up a meme of Saving Private Ryan, crypto wars, and you see people just like getting shot and running after each other.
But do you know the way?
But people are jumping into a pool. They have no idea what's under the water.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's money to be made according to the people who say there's money to be made. So.
Sure.
Because the media is parroting it, everyone's like, money, 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 without knowing what the hell they're doing.
Right.
Well, the big banks and even the big credit card companies and national governments are pouring money into it. It's like the world's biggest Ponzi scheme.
I know.
I know, but something just tanked like 2 days ago when everyone was in a fucking panic again.
Yeah, it went crazy. Yes,
it dipped almost $10,000 today.
Yeah.
Somebody lost 400K.
I heard about that. I know one of the people who was involved in responding to that.
I'm not interested in coins. You can pay me in WoW tokens, though. I'm fine with that.
You can totally pay me in Overwatch loot crates. It's good.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck that. You give me bits for Twitch, or you can pay me in, like, you can pay me in friggin' tokens. At least I can convert that into GamePod.
Yeah, I think if people send those Raspberry Pi W's, Raspberry Pi Zero W's, just because the compactness of that is just pretty stellar.
Yeah.
Matt just got one. Time to got one.
I have a question though. Do you know the way?
Yes, I know the way. I am your queen. I know the way. I did that on Twitter the other day.
I am glad you know the way.
I know the way, and I got here. This is the way. I sent him a tiny URL link to Hackers for Charity donation page.
I agree. That should be awesome.
Gotta do that all the time. Yes, I know the way. This is the way.
Hey, so looks like ShmooCon. A lot of people not going to ShmooCon this year.
Snow or just tickets?
Maybe because of tickets, I guess. I don't know. A lot of people I've talked to say they're not going.
I'm not going because it's fucking cursed.
What cursed?
Is it? What's up with
the last 2 times I went, I either got fired the day before ShmooCon or I got fired within a month of ShmooCon. So I'm still looking for a job, and I need to find a job. So I figure if I go to ShmooCon, I probably won't find a damn job.
Oh, man.
But what if you go to ShmooCon and you do find a job?
Yeah.
What if I go there and I don't?
What's the difference? If you go, at least you can network.
I'll be blunt. Most people think I'm full of shit at this point anyway. Most people just push me away anyway, so it's like, fuck it.
You got a very defeatist attitude.
Huh?
You have a very defeatist attitude.
I know I have a very defeatist attitude. I've pretty much given up on a lot of shit, dude.
This is what you need to do. You need to watch more Bob Rocks. Happy trees, man.
You know what, man? Seriously, you can't try not to be defeated, man. Trust me, it doesn't lead anywhere, man. I know like you're trying, and I mean really just like going forward, man. Just try to think of the positive, man. Things are working out how they should, and you just have to go through what sucks. You just have to like go through all the motions. It's like watching a movie and not knowing the end of it. This is it. The game of life. You still got to go through the scenes. even though the ending's gonna turn out just fine.
The ending's gonna turn out with me taking a dirt nap. That's the way life always ends, don't you know?
That is true, but before you get there, there's tons of shit you can do first.
Right. I'm not ready for my nap yet, so I'm just trying to enjoy the time while I can.
So,
being awake.
let me tell you the reason why I wasn't on the cast last week.
Yeah, what happened?
That shit involving Jamie and all that shit, it struck a little too close to home, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Last year, shortly after I lost my job because of that fuckery, I attempted suicide 7 times. I was then hospitalized for 10 days. When
Yeah, I
in
remember you telling me.
in December, I was getting ready to get on a plane for Chaos Communication Congress when I got sick. I bought a one-way ticket, and I didn't have an out ticket after that. And the reason why was this. There was a part of me that was like, you know what? I'm going to flip a coin if I'm out there. If something doesn't pan out extremely well at Chaos, I'm going to flip a coin. Heads, I fly to Vietnam and try and rebuild my life there. Tails, I jump off the nearest tall building. I shit you not. That was what was going through my head.
I'm glad you did heads. And alive to tell it.
I'm going to be very real about this. There is someone who a lot of you guys know who is the idiot who fucking sparked that shit in 2016. And when confronted about it, outright said, and I quote verbatim, I'm going to paraphrase this because I don't want this to be taken out of context.
Yeah.
But the person outright told me that they don't see any reason why they should feel bad about driving someone suicidal unintentionally when I directly confronted them about their driving me suicidal. That person is someone who you all know.
Oh, wow.
Okay, well, that person's a fucking asshat, and you should distance yourself from ever dealing with them.
Exactly.
I will say that person is... I'm not sure if I should drop this intel or... No, I'm not going to drop the intel, although I suspect Adrian already knows I have that intel. Josh knows, at least. Point being, that person is someone who... Let's just say I'm surprised he's not in the cast, if you know what I mean.
Oh, okay. But you know something?
You know the one Twitter group? Last intel showed that person was in that group.
Okay. But
the person is from Philadelphia.
I forgot who's from Philly, but but honestly, man, you know, if he said that, then you know what, that ain't the person you need to be around to be dealing with.
I know.
Two, you know, it's just now you're getting your life back on track and you're trying to make things happen. And the only way to do that is just like literally just focus and then just, you know, don't stay defeated, man. Like you are your greatest asset. Greatness awaits you, man. You just got to go out there and just go grab it.
Maybe that's true.
And leave the naysayers behind. If there's any naysayers, they're not for you, man. They're not for you.
Yeah.
And you're gonna run into naysayers that think that you can't do something or whatever. It's not about them. Because they don't have to live. They don't have to live with you every day, or you know, going through what you're going through, man. Everybody has a journey. Everybody has a story, and whatever your journey leads you to, just follow it and leave the naysayers behind. The naysayers will stand on the side of the road of your journey. Greatness awaits you, man. Greatness awaits every one of us, and I'm sorry, but I'm taking that path, that journey, and nobody's gonna stop me. That's my mentality every day I wake up. Nobody can stop me from greatness but me. But the moment you wake up and you decide to get out of that bed, you've already won the battle that so many of other people have lost across this country and across this world, meaning their lives. So each day that you wake up is a win. And anything you do after that is a bonus, moving towards greatness. So
I don't feel great at this point.
shoot, who? Here's the thing. There's always going to be something. There's always going to be a time where you're not feeling too hot, or when things are going to look a little rough. And when it looks a little rough, I kid you not. And when I was driving through DC today, look at it this way: you're able. I know this sounds crazy. You have an internet connection. I'm pretty sure you have a choice of what you want to eat. And last night, your pillow was not the pavement. You already won. You've already won. Half the people last night, they had to sleep out in probably 8-degree weather out here, and hope to God that they didn't have to close their eyes and never wake up again. So yeah, you won. You have choices. Yeah, you lost a job. Fine. So be it. It's not the end all be all.
The problem isn't losing the job. The problem is being unable to find anything new.
You will find something new. You will. Just like you found the one that you lost. You'll find something new. I guarantee you. I'm rooting for you, brother. I'm rooting for you. And I can't wait for that day when you say you got one.
The only reason I found the one that I lost just now is because the one that was before that, the one where the VP dumbassedly suggests I sleep with a person to gain access to their employer, when that person they suggest I sleep with got busted for being a rapey son of a bitch, that person panicked and made calls to get me another job. That's the only reason I got that job.
Okay, question. What do you, you're into pen testing, you're into just hacking in general?
Yeah, and Blue Team.
Okay. So there's plenty of I saw Hacking Dave post something about binary defense.
I've already applied for that.
Okay, cool. I mean, it's a start, you know? You never know what could happen.
Frankly, though, I'm not sure how much stock I put in getting that, if you know what I mean.
Hey, man, don't give up before it starts, man. You never know. You never know. The key is, man, confidence. You got this, man. Don't stay defeated.
And
you got one more round in you, brother. You got one more round in you.
Even the brightest people out there in InfoSec have large parts of it they are not aware of that may be basic to someone else. Don't feel worried that because you are a subject matter expert in one field that you don't know the basics of another. Just humility is something I know I need to work on, but humility is key for everyone working in InfoSec.
Yeah, the thing
without humility, you'll avoid entire field that you should be working on. You'll make assumptions you shouldn't. Humility is key.
It is.
That's what I try to maintain, at least. I mean, there's one thing I fucking hate beyond all else, is arrogant assholes.
And trust me, they're out there. I dealt with one today, but you know what? I feel for him. I feel bad for him. I felt really bad for him because he doesn't know that he's in a bubble, and he really thinks he's winning, but he's really in a bubble and losing because of his pride. Pride will kill anything that you got going on. Every time. Pride will destroy you if you let it. So no, man, don't give up on your dream. Keep applying, keep going, keep doing whatever. The time while you're out looking for a job, try to figure out like whatever skill that you're trying to improve on next. Spend the time improving on it, man. It's plenty to do out there. That's what I said. Don't give up. There's so much to do. There's so much to do, man. As I said, and anybody and for whoever's listening on this on the thread, on the YouTube thread, if you're going through anything And if you're trying to reach your dreams and trying to do something, just go out there and do it. The first step is just believing. That's it. That's the first step. Just believing and just go and just put it into motion. Whatever you think you are, that's what you are. And I'm sorry, life is too short, and I think I'm pretty damn cool. And you know, you just gotta have some confidence on yourself, man. Just don't talk defeated, because that's not you, man. That's not you.
Every time I was this close to falling this hell, every time I was this close to, finding peace, it all blew up. Funny. When I was at that company that fucked with me when I was in Germany, I had just, when I was in Germany, I found this really cute girl that I wanted to, see if I could get with,
Yeah.
And things fell apart because everything fell apart,
Well,
and it's a shame. Because, I mean, she was awesome,
Yeah, she was. I'm sure she was. But you know something? I'm pretty sure there's 1,000 more awesome girls out there.
Not in this dump, at least.
What?
Not in this fucking hellhole of a state.
What state you in?
Delaware.
Oh shit, you're not far from Maryland.
No, I'm not. But the problem is my car died right before I got fired, so I don't have transport.
Hey, how about Uber?
That's money, and that's expensive.
Yeah, that's true too.
And you have to start with somewhere, man.
Yes.
If people are willing to help you out, if you're willing to put in the effort.
Yeah, that's it.
And as far as what happened to you in the past,
let it go, man.
Speaking from my own experiences, I've learned that reliving a traumatic experience over and over again in your mind is no way to live. Nothing's gonna get resolved, and it just makes your mind default to the traumatic experience more and more often on its own. If you want to stop worrying about it so much, you need to force yourself to think about other topics.
But here's the thing, though. All that traumatic shit that happened to me at that former employer, I was working remote at the time. I was in my room when it happened. This room that I'm in right here is exactly where that shit happened.
And fun. And is a different room in your house, like taking a laptop to a different room in your house, not an option?
No, it's not, because my parents will scream at me if I try.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Okay. I will take your word on that. Well, maybe, no, it's not a good weather to say go, just sit outside for a bit.
There's nowhere to plug in outside.
So I said laptop.
Battery?
I guess.
Gaming laptop, probably any battery whatsoever.
Try different music. Try cleaning up the room a bit, making it look a bit different. I understand the temptation. I understand different, similar physical location can bring up bad memories. Just make it look different then.
You know what song I want you? You know what song I want you to listen to whenever you get a chance?
What song?
From Mr. Broken Wings. When he says, "Take these broken wings and learn to fly again."
Fair enough.
That's a true song, man. And because and I'll read some of the lyrics to talk about take these broken wings and learn to fly again, and learn to live so free. When we hear the voices sing, the book of love will open up and let us in and take these broken wings. So true. So true. And that's an old school song, but it's a true song.
Old school? Come on, it came out only in the last, in the 80s.
I know. I feel old. Now, somebody told me I was old school then. That's why.
Dude. Oh, yeah, that was 80s. I'm sorry.
I was listening to Chris DeBerg, Lady in Red.
Oh yeah, I remember that one too.
Yeah, there's. Oh my God, you're old school. And I said, well, I guess I am. I'll take that. Those are the best. Those
40
times.
red wine.
What's that?
Now I'm thinking of UB40 and red wine.
Oh my goodness. Whew.
Oh
Or
God.
how about the B-52, the Love Shack?
That's a good one.
Mm.
Oh God. I just found a horrible picture. I just found a horrible picture.
How would you describe it before you show it to us?
Yeah, please.
It's Ajax in lines on a counter like cocaine with $100 bill rolled up, and it says, "Are you guys still doing Tide Pods?" That's cute.
You know what?
Okay, the Tide Pods are awfully pretty and all, but I don't see why anybody would want to eat one.
Me neither.
I've not heard of a single report of anyone actually eating a Tide Pod. This looks to be more so some over-eager or over-worrisome news outlets that kind of made it explode, where government agencies are now warning about it.
They surely can't be that toxic. I mean, yeah, it make you sick, but I seriously
I don't think it's that deadly toxic.
I thought it was the
Well-
stuff that would eat your fucking insides, you know? It's a fucking solvent. It would fucking dissolve your insides.
Well, it's a detergent, but I mean, it's not gonna be good.
They say it's poison. It's one of those things where probably best not to find out what it does.
I have to agree with that. I mean, like, even someone who's a complete and total fucktard, I would not try that on.
I just find it absolutely amazing. We have brands now unintentionally promoting memes. This is our cyberpunk future.
Well, let me tell you something right now. I asked for Cyberpunk. I didn't ask for this.
Well, you got overly paranoid news outlets and brands worried about being sued for people eating Tide Pods.
That is a very good point.
I'm gonna quickly
And-
cover this last little item, and then we'll go back to general form.
Thank you.
Yeah.
A guy named Lockpicking Lawyer, he posted this image and said he was going to say what it was exactly. But looking at the design of it, I'm pretty sure I know what it is. It looks like it's going to be a double-sided bowler lock. Bowlie lock. I don't know if you all seen the bowlie lock before.
No, I never have.
Here's essentially what it is.
Okay,
if
I'm
you-
looking at it now.
The way the key is designed, and this is a single-sided one. Look at this key right here. The pins are completely hidden from where you can get to it. Basically, it has to go up and around to be able to reach that. And when you put that in the lock, it basically has a warding that keeps you from reaching directly to the pins. Let's see if this video actually has a better
That looks
illustration.
like a bitch to pick.
How would you pick that?
How? I don't know.
I don't know even. I have another video I linked to in the show notes that shows someone trying to attack it. Though I didn't watch all the videos, so I'm not sure exactly how.
Right.
Oh, by the way, if you get inside the lock, so I'm taking it apart. It has like one serrated pin and one spool pin. I didn't see all the pin stacks. It only had 5 pin stacks, but that's probably enough. So the idea of making a double-sided one of these seems kind of ridiculous, but whatever floats your boat. So basically, the entire pin stack is shielded from being able to be reached by a tool, other than, of course, the key. And he even tried doing like a bump keying thing, but you see how it's all protected. Unfortunately, these things are pretty expensive. By non-holding, I mean it's not like a $20 quick set you can go to Walmart and buy.
Right.
Let me see.
Something like that, the best option to me looks like removing the door physically.
Well, yeah, you can always, I suppose, drill it the fuck out.
I was thinking a little more force, but that works too.
Why do you
Drilling is always
you don't
the
have to,
easiest
have
part.
to? Not to
Dude,
mention,
C2, come on.
let's see. I don't know what the difference between a grade 2 and a grade 3 is. But let's go over the cheaper ones. Wait, grade 3 is cheaper. Let me look. How much does it cost for these things? Let me see. I just go get 2 locks with 6 keys. 200 Canadian, $279.99. So it's gonna be less than that in US, but still, what is the US? It's about a Canadian dollar is about what 75 cents US. Speaking of which, I got a bunch of old coins I'm gonna need to take in and see if I can find someone that wants to sell them. I found some old Mercury dimes, or more accurately, Stephanie found some old Mercury dimes at my uncle's house, and a bunch of quarters, and he's got like dimes from the 1940s.
Wow.
Dude.
But I don't know if they're worth anything because they're not necessarily in perfect condition by any means. The only thing I know that I saw that was I actually get something out of. There was like a $1 silver coin that is because the silver in it's worth paying about $25. It was minted in 2012. It was one of those things where the face value was way less than the material they minted it out of. And actually, some of those pennies in there probably have actual copper in them, which I'm saying actual copper is worth more. And there may be some quarters in there older than, I think 65 is when they stopped putting silver in quarters.
Huh.
65 or so. So probably some quarters in there might be worth more material-wise. I know there's a couple of coin shops in Louisville and in southern Indiana and like Jeffersonville.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the Bolo lock. And this idea of having this double-sided one, like what I'm thinking is what Lockpick Lawyer posted. That's pretty nifty. I don't know. I'd like to have one of my Lockpick pavilion on my setup, but ain't no one's going to be able to pick it. It's basically an interesting novelty. Because, I mean, I could put one on my front door, but I have windows next to my front door, so you can just easily bash through a window, reach your hand inside, and be careful not to cut yourself on glass, but turn the damn knob.
I think that the deal is with stuff like that is if there's no proof or evidence that your house was forcefully broken into, some insurance companies won't pay out. So they pick the lock, and there's no evidence that there was a forceful entry. You may not be able to claim insurance. You know what I mean, or you're gonna have to fight for it.
So, I also real quick, for those of you who don't have a ticket for, and anybody who's listening on the thread, for those of you who don't have a ticket for ShmooCon, they're doing like a mini wireless CTF on Thursday night, and if you win the CTF, you can win a ticket. Just throwing it out there as a plug-in.
Heard about that, but that's a little far for me to travel, and frankly, I suck at wireless.
Yeah, don't.
That's okay. There's other people that might be interested. So
yes,
if anyone can, that sounds like an awesome opportunity.
Yeah.
What time is it?
To win a ticket. That it just says Thursday night I guess in the like LobbyCon. A lot of people are just showing up, and me included, just do a LobbyCon.
The cock is laughing. The cock is laughing.
Oh my god.
Knowing some of the people who are there, when you say wireless CTF, what kind of wireless? Or does it specified?
It didn't specify. It just said wireless in general. So who knows? They'll explain the rules and whatnot. It's similar, I guess, like to the wireless village for the people at the wireless.
My understanding is it's the same damn thing. They're going to be running a ShmooCon, just shorter.
Okay.
So the wireless village kind of expects you to bring your own equipment, like your own Hack RF, your own Ubertooth One.
Yeah.
So, got it. Okay.
I mean, I have plenty. I have a lot of TP links and Alpha cards. Thanks to AKA Zero Chaos. I need to get with him. If there's anybody on the thread listening, and if you're into wireless, I have a question. Has anybody ever figured out how to inject any type of traffic in wireless AC networks yet?
I know. I asked the DEF CON, Melanik and I'm trying to be Melanik or Rick. Crap. Zero Chaos.
Yeah.
And the answer I got back was not as of yet.
Oh wow.
Problem is hardware.
Yeah, because I was looking, I was shopping around on Alpha Networks the other day, and just for a card to see, if there was a particular card that, works with AC. But if anybody, and that's what kind of made me think about it when I mentioned Zero Chaos.
I'm trying to remember who I asked to win now, but yeah, last I heard, basically they haven't got it working, and a lot of the AC stuff is a little bit wonky.
Wow, AC's been out a while, so that's huge.
Yeah, I've been using the same wireless stuff for quite a while. Unfortunately, I'd be thinking of some newer, better adapters out there that have more functionality. But
yeah, I mean, I'm still rocking my PT Links, my TP Links and Alpha cards.
Me too.
Yeah, so you know.
Oh yeah, the SDR stuff has gotten super cheap. Oh my gosh,
I love it. You know, it's just like I said, it's cool stuff, and you know, it's always fun just hacking and just having some fun with this stuff, man. You know, and to this day, like another thing that struck me, I've been on a roll there. You know what I was thinking about the other day? What happened to all the freakers? Does anybody even still know any freakers? I was having this conversation with someone. You know, are there still any like freakers around?
You mean aside from Captain Crunch?
Well, yeah. I mean, besides Captain Crunch, are there anybody that's still like? I wonder if there's anybody that's still freaking.
Oh, actively.
Yeah. I don't know anybody that's active, but you know.
To my knowledge, most of the phone systems are no longer vulnerable to that.
I know that at some of the parties at DEF CON, they have some vulnerable phones.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in the wild, if you know what I mean.
No need to use the shady voice if they're not vulnerable. It's like saying, yeah, you can't break into the bank if you know what I mean.
I'm saying there aren't many payphones out there anymore. God damn it! The last time I saw a payphone box was by a local 7-Eleven, but there was no actual phone attached.
I've seen the occasional payphone around.
And does anybody do the BBS for Telefreak anymore?
I have no idea.
You know what I'm talking about with Telefreak, right?
Actually, it sounds super familiar, but no.
If you log into, you can SSH. Hold on, I'm gonna put it in the Hangouts thread. If you SSH to BBS Telefreak, you can create yourself a new account. It's an actual BBS.
Neat.
You know.
Oh, I had a little bit of fun earlier. I just realized something amazing. So, with regards to freaking, it turns out there are apps for this on your cell phone now.
Interesting.
So you're going to download an app from the Google Play Store that says, break the law with one easy button. With your name attached.
I mean, people have done stupider things. I'm just saying.
This is true.
I mean, let's remember.
But I don't think it's a competition, though, unless you're going for Darwin Awards.
Yeah. I'm not going to do it in the wild because there's nothing to do it in the wild, too!
Oh, my goodness.
I question why there's even such an app, then.
Fuck it, that's why.
I wish I could provide more info there, but I honestly do not know enough about phone systems and much of the old freaking. I would like to, but I can't say that I know enough, and I feel a bit ashamed about that.
Oh dear God, I just thought of something for a minute. On Twitter, did you see what I recently did? Or what I last posted?
On the phone, so no, I'm not browsing Twitter.
Okay, so you're aware that KiwiCon 10 had water bottles that said liquid chemtrails on them, right?
Yes, as you mentioned earlier.
So I might have posted that on Twitter, adding InfoWars. saying,
You
"Hey,
could always try
InfoWars,
marketing it
those
to Alex
bastards are
Jones.
selling." Exactly. I'm hoping I get a bite. I really am hoping I get a bite on it.
Sure, why not?
Why not?
I should
I-
email Alex Jones. I can probably get his email. I probably can.
You
It's gotta
could.
be Alex at InfoWars. I mean, really.
Should is a very subjective term here.
Huh?
Time after time.
It would probably increase the entropy of your life if you did so.
Yeah.
It would be funny.
If he bites, then sure. Just hope if he tweets about it, you'll have a very interesting. You'll have a very interesting. I don't know, hours, days, weeks. I don't know how long those fads last. Yeah, the Alex Jones crowd is kind of they're fun to make fun of, but it's them trying to look at them less so after Trump won the election, as they've gotten really obnoxious, more so than usual.
Oh dear God! Don't remind me of the days when I was in TeamSpeak with certain groups, and there was like, "Dude, Alex Jones is so right, man." It's like, dude, what?
Yeah. I'm not trying to hate on Trump or anything. It's just some of the people who follow him are obnoxious.
I'm gonna say this about Trump right
And
now,
that's
and
not-
I know this is not gonna make popular here. He is a very unstable dumbass.
And entitled to your opinion. I think he's absolutely fucking insane that he's president, and I don't think I don't even know if he likes the job or not.
I feel like
But
sorry,
go ahead.
He wasn't the best choice in the world by any means, and I wish he would cut out some of the shit on Twitter. But I did get a Supreme Court justice I like. It looks like I'm getting a tax cut, and my stocks are way up. So I'm generally okay.
Looks like we scared off Charles. Maybe we should change the subject.
I'm sure people are just kind of sick of talking of all the Trump stuff. Like, I don't begrudge anyone who likes Trump. It is what it is. I
like
can't
Trump,
imagine to
you
know
like
where they're
Trump.
coming from.
That's all there is to it. But I mean, like, the least he could do is stop getting in a dick measuring contest with North Korea.
Yeah, the nuclear part I am scared about a little bit, but that's it. Anyway, different topic.
Yeah, let's get on something else. I have an idea. Let's discuss the Terabyte of Death.
Yeah, gotta wonder. Well, I mean, the last record-setting DDoS was set by what, a 20-something-year-old college student from Uri?
Yeah, exactly. And the best part about it is I can think of 4 or 5
I
things
think it's
in the
just
house.
you, me, and Andrea now, Howie.
Shit.
So, blah.
Fuck.
You think you want to cut it off here then? If everyone's leaving?
Adrian?
Yeah, and does anybody else have anything else they want to say?
I would like to say something very important. Cats. That is all.
I think it'd be nice if we, try to end the podcast, trying to think about what technical project we want to work on for the future, maybe give a bit of updates towards learning about that. Just, this was mainly aimed to be a technical podcast, and let's face it, it does not sound like too many people do a lot of technology as a hobby. And I think we could probably benefit more if we focus more on the tech side of things and less on the Twitter side of things.
I have to agree, actually. Politics and Twitter are depressing. Let's get off
And
that.
it would be neat. It'd be interesting. Just people just pick something and talk about it in following weeks.
Let's mix tech and shitposting in a tech shitposting kind of way, you know?
That's called Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm talking about shitposting as in, like, for example, oh, look at me. I'm a goddamn motherfucking Mac user.
I played with the idea of modifying my Twitter bot to also allow you to play chess against it.
Oh God.
Oh, you can play
How would
chess
that
against
work?
the Twitter
You can't play
Wait.
chess against it right now. You can play tic-tac-toe, but
bot? I would
Welcome back,
love
Charles.
to play. I love playing chess, so that's fun.
I could think of how that would work too. You have the Stockfish engine on the ass end, and then you have it do a REST request every time from the bot there every time it's doing it. And then you have it generate a picture showing the thing every time someone moves. And then you go.
picture. I would do purely ASCII or Unicode, and all the chess pieces I'm pretty sure in Unicode.
The
Yeah.
problem
Can you
is,
fit it all in a single tweet?
yeah, that's the problem.
I'm pretty sure you could. Yes.
That would be neat to see.
That would be interesting.
Wait, how wide by how long is a chessboard?
I forget. Thing is, you might.
I forget if it's 8 or 10 across. That 8 or 10 wide. I don't know how long it is.
And then you're going to need, besides the spaces, you're going to need line.
240.
10
No,
by
the
10 by.
image box with just a blank square Unicode character, and you put only a Unicode character and only the Unicode character for that particular chess piece. Yeah, you could fit it in.
It would be tight, but it could work. Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Question is, how would you send commands and still fit it?
You'd have to say something like you have to do it encoded, like
Yeah, knight, colon.
4 to yeah.
4.
Maybe I should do something easier like Hangman.
Hey man, don't fucking start those people because you know that Hangman will fucking piss people off.
That would probably piss off the MRAs more than anyone.
That's a good point.
I don't really care about it. It's piss people off if you want. I prefer chess. You want to do a Hangman? Go over Hangman.
Chess is a lot more complicated because I can find someone's text-based chess, but the thing is, saving state, which is basically the previous tweet, it gets complicated.
No way.
Yeah, true.
No
Either
way.
one would be fun. If you found a way to make the chess one not too difficult, I probably prefer chess a bit. But if it's a bit much there, then I guess go with Hangman. I'd play either way.
Make sure you set it to random determine. Like normally it would be like normal chess, but if you're using Stockfish as a back engine, just have it like 1 in 10 or 1 in 100, where it'll just crank Stockfish up to max.
Yeah, well, you can always play tic-tac-toe against it.
Dude, I'm talking about the chess version right now.
I know, but I'm thinking you can always play tic-tac-toe against it if you want to play that. You just got to tell it, want to play a game? Or shall we play a game?
Nice.
Something like that, and it will start a chess game. It'll start a tic-tac-toe game with you.
Do you know what Stockfish is by chance?
I can't say that I do.
Okay, so Stockfish is a chess engine. Let me see something real quick. So Stockfish has a maximum ELO. What the fuck is the ELO on Stockfish? Shit, I can't find it. Shit. But it's something insanely high. Let's see. Stockfish has something like 3,200 or 28. Has something like 3,300 ELO. And the absolute best human players are in the 2,800 range, as in people like Kasparov. So just randomly have it on occasion go into full curb stomp mode on the human. Wait, the theoretical max is apparently 3,600. That could be interesting. Dude, Stockfish at Max is info troll bot. That would be trolly as hell.
Freaking look at Twitter. Courts still don't like computers or people who use them.
Wait, who doesn't like what?
Sixth Circuit recently ruled that if you had committed a use of a computer in a crime justifies searching the entire house that the computer was located in. Which kind of like I don't know what the Fourth Amendment even means anymore. It's like an academic curiosity. After the freaking law Congress passed the other day, and stuff like the particularity things saying if a computer was using a crime, the entire house, everything in the house is open for search and seizure. What the hell does the Fourth Amendment even mean?
Oh, you know what the worst part about it is?
The part where the FBI can order a provider to weaken their encryption?
Oh, it gets worse. You know why? Let's say, for example, someone from the Russian business network wants to use you in a botnet, and the FBI is looking for some parallel construction.
So maybe I'm a bit of an anomaly here, but even though I have a very strong dislike about parallel construction as a concept, I'm not of the mindset that the FBI is waging war on the U.S. public and will search for any and every opportunity to arrest individuals.
I'm not of the opinion either, but that possibility still exists.
Well, I am thankful we are not living in the 1960s, and I hope that the FBI never goes down that road again.
I have a feeling that within about 3 or 4 years, it probably will go that route. That's what I'm afraid of.
Well, that remains to be seen. I don't know how long it takes for organizational culture to change, and I have no idea if Trump or Mueller really could change it that much within a 4-year period.
That's a valid point.
Anywho,
I'm afraid I'll let it be, though.
Yeah, I just saw this off of Empty Wheels Twitter account. Empty Wheels is a great resource for InfoSec and the law. She's one of the few people who actually reads the court documents, actually reads the law, and so can really point at the specifics and try to weed through a lot of the doublespeak that you might hear in public. And she'll give the actual definitions that are used in the courts that are publicly known. That's it.
Penis. Bueller. 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 Bueller.
I'm thinking I probably should put my current projects aside, just get more of a Raspberry Pi or Arduino project in. Just have something more to talk about here. Fun, less work, more doing something a bit artsy or just something a bit creative with technology. I think it'd be nice.
That would be nice.
So yeah, I'll try to do a bit of work with some Raspberry Pi tinkering, and hopefully have something new to talk about next week.
Have some fun with that. I'm a bit out of it and drowsy. I need another beer, and then I'm gonna go to bed.
All right. Well, Charles came back on after dropping off, so let's see if Charles has anything else he wants to close out with.
Charles.
Probably best not to have that last beer. Drinking yourself to sleep is not really the best thing.
Yeah, you don't get good sleep. I can tell you that much. That's probably one of the reasons I've been sleeping as much as I have been. If you drink a little bit to go to sleep, it's not the same.
It might be what fucked me up for a while because while I didn't have sleep meds, I was just drinking like a shot of whiskey to fucking sleep, man.
That's quite a bit less than I was drinking, but yeah.
So a little bit to relax versus enough to get drunk. It fucks with your REM sleep. You're not going to get good night's sleep if you're drunk. A little bit to relax, I guess. Don't get drunk. Don't get drunk before you go to sleep. You'll have a shitty night's sleep. I don't know what your tolerance levels are.
Not very high. That's just it. I'm kind of lucky like that because I'm a cheap date.
All right. And that's it. Charles, you there?
I don't think he's there. Or he's Schrodinger's Charles.
That's all good.
Has anyone checked the box to see if he's in the box? We need to get him out of that box.
All right. Well, guys.
Drink some water, man.
Yep.
I'll see you later.
Drink some water, and that'd probably be best. All right, guys. I'll catch y'all next week.
Have a good one, man.
Yeah.
A good one, guys.
Thanks as always for the stream.
Thanks.
Thank
Talk to
you.
you later.